Welcome to Young Genius Tutorial. You are all welcome to Young Genius Tutorial. You are a genius. Please, if this is your first time of coming to Young Genius Tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to Young Genius Tutorial for great videos. So this is it. So let's go on, and today we are going to be taking a new class today, and you are all welcome to our mathematics class today. My name is Prof. G. I will be taking you trigonometry ratio today. And please, I want you to get yourself a book and also get yourself a pen, a writing pen, so that we are going to be taking what trigonometry ratio together as we are going to start right now. So we are going to start straight right now by going to introduce the cycle unit. So what is the cycle unit? So trigonometry, you have, let's say you have a line like this. Okay, you have a line across like this. So let's say this is what let's say this part, this is 90, this is what 0. We can also leave it as, call it as what, 360 degree also. Then from 90 to this angle here, we call it angle 90, angle 80 degree. This is 90 degree, and here you have it as well, 270 degree. Now it, this cycle unit now is not, let me just draw it for you so you get it, that this is what from 0 to 90 is what all angles there are what positive. Then from 90 to 80, all angles are what are negative except sine. So sine is the only one positive in this part. Then from 180 to what to 270, only what tan is positive. And then from this 290 down to 360, only what only cos is possible. We can now see that all science, this is the formula I do use most time for my students. All science, that means all the angles in the first quadrant, in our first quadrant, they are all what positive. All what, that is your sine is positive, your cos is positive, cos theta is positive, and cos theta sin theta is positive, then tan theta is also what positive. So all angles in this place is what is positive. That is angle 30, angle 45, angle 60, and any angle that you have in the first quadrant are always what positive. Take note of that. Now in your second quadrant, this is the second what quadrant. Let me put it this way for you. So this is the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, what do you have there? All these other angle that you have, from any angle from what from 90 degree to 8 to 180 degree, they are all what they are all negative except sine. So I put it as what, that is why I say you can use the formula all science students. So take T is for what is for the third quadrant. Let's put it there. This is our what our third quadrant. And the third quadrant, what do we have? The only tan is what is positive in this place. So here our sine. So let me put it here. So sine theta is what is positive, cos theta is negative, and tan theta is what is negative in the second quadrant. Only sine is what is positive. That is why I put it here. And in the third quadrant, this is third quadrant, isn't it? So sine here, sine theta, is what is also negative. Then cos theta is negative, and we have your what your tan theta, which is what positive in the third quadrant. Now let's go to the fourth quadrant. What do we have in the fourth quadrant? Fourth quadrant, let's put it here. Fourth quadrant, that's why all science students take what calculus, which is C, which is what C here means what cos. So in this fourth quadrant, should know that only C is positive, that is cos. So your sign here, sin theta in the third quadrant is what? Is negative. Your cos theta is what? Cos theta is also what? Is positive. And tan theta is what? Is also negative. So you need to understand this quadrant. If you understand everything that is happening in this your trigonometry cycle unit here, cycle unit, everything in this quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and even the fourth quadrant, you need to understand them. If you understand how it is to have the positive, negative angle, then you can be able to find any question that is given to you. So the measurement of what? Of positive angle is anti-clockwise direction. So this anti-clockwise direction angle is what I just explained right now. So here, now let's go on and let me give you a good example of this. Let's say you have a rectangle triangle like this. Hmm? Let's say you have to, yeah, this part is what? The opposite. This is what? The hypotenuse. And here you have the as well the adjacent. So this is what you have in this part now. So if you have this side, this is 90 degree, and let's say you have an angle theta in this place, and now you are given this part of angle, you are asked to look for, let's say, let me just say sin theta is equals to y over z in this format. And now, how are you going to do if you are asked to find the rest of the angles, the rest six and the five angles that are left? So here you have the first angle, which is given to you as what? Y over z, isn't it? Y over z that is given to you now. You have to look for, okay, find from this question that is given to you now. Find cos theta, find cos theta, tan theta, tan theta. Sorry, please, it's not writing very well. That is tan theta I'm writing right there. So, and then cosec theta, and find what? Find um cos, this is cosec theta, comma, then find sec theta, see that is here, and also find cot. Okay, cot cot theta. So now, from this question that is given to you, you are asked to find what? Cos theta, tan theta, and cosec theta. So now let's draw this angle very well so that you can see it. So now this angle that is given to you as what? This is given to you as what? This angle is given to you as x, y. This is already given to you as what? Y over z. That means your hypotenuse is what? Is z, isn't it? Okay, because if you can remember from Sokatua, so sorry, please, you're not seeing this very well. Soka, let me use capital letter for it. Sokatua. So from Sokatua, you know that this is opposite over what? Hypotenuse. That means this part we are supposed to have what? We are supposed to have this part as y. So here we are supposed to have it as what? Y. So let me write it. So here you have what? Y, and then here you have it as x. So this is what is given to you now. Now you are asked to look for sin theta, sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta. So now, how are you going to get each of this angle? For you to get each of this angle, you need to use the formula this abbreviation formula, which is known as what? SOHCAHTOA. Since you've gotten this formula already, what do you have to do? All you need to do right now is you need to bring it. So what is sine? Sine theta here, sine theta, sine theta is equals to what? Y, which is opposite over what? Hypotenuse. So you put it as y over z. So that is it. Then cos theta, sorry please, cos theta will be equals to what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Where is our adjacent? From here you can see that our adjacent is what? A, which is what? X, all over what? Hypotenuse. And what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is what? Is Z. So now we also need to look for tan theta. Tan theta. What is our tan theta? From the formula, tan theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. And what is our opposite? Opposite is what? Y over what? X. Because we are having opposite over adjacent. And what is adjacent? Adjacent is what? X. So that is it. Now let's move on and look for the cosec, cot, and cot and sec. So now what is cot? Now let's say what is our cosec? We need to, there is a formula that I also want to introduce to you. So this formula is known as I'm going to write it here. So the formula is what? Is show Sakao. No, sorry, A here. Let me dust it and clean. Let me clean this. Write it very well. Okay. I hope you are with me. So let's go on. So this is so Shakao. So this formula will be very, very helpful, especially if you know is show Sakao. This formula so Shakao is what this C here is representing what is representing our cosec. And what is cosec? So let me manage this space and write it here. So here we are going to have it as what? And cosec is what? Cosec theta. Cosec theta, there is C here please. Cosec theta is equals to what? 1 over sine theta. That is the inverse of what you have here. That is 1 over the inverse of your sine theta. So inverse of sine theta now, from what we already got here, inverse of sine theta is given to us as what? Um, inverse of sine theta is given to us as 1 over what? Over what is given to us here, which is what? Opposite over adjacent. So we are going to have it as opposite over what? Adjacent. And if you multiply this, let's write this since there is a little space here. We can use this. I don't want to change it. So we're going to have it as 1 divide by um by opposite over adjacent. And now if you invert this is going to be 1 times what? 1 times your h over o, and this will be finally equal to what? H over o. And c over o, that is opposite over hypotenuse. Now this you see that is h over o, and that is why we are able to get this formula which I this formula which I write here. Sorry, this formula which I write here, you see it, that is opposite opposite over what? Adjacent. This is what the formula I'm talking about. So since you've gotten this, you can use this formula. C here is representing what? Your sec, and your H here is representing what? O. Is representing adjacent. This H is representing what? Adjacent, and this is O. So you can now see that your cosec here is equal to what? Your H over what? O, which is opposite over hypotenuse over what? Over opposite. So getting that right. So from here, the question that is given to us is to look for what? Sec theta, cosec theta. Now, what is cosec theta? Cosec theta is the inverse of sin theta, isn't it? So we can say therefore our cosec theta is equals to what? Is equals to what? Inverse of sin theta. Since we have this as y over z, our cosec theta is going to be equal to what? Z over y. So that is it. So it's still the same thing with what? Your sec theta. What is sec theta? Sec theta from our formula here is given to us adjacent over hypotenuse. From this formula, adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. So we are going to have our sec theta is equals to what now? Adjacent. Where is our adjacent here? Adjacent is what? X. That is, you need to know that sec theta is what? 1 over cos theta. So 1 over cos theta. That is it. So therefore, we cannot say that our sec theta, which is given to us here, is not equals to. So I don't know, this part is not writing very well. But this will be equals to what? This will be equals to inverse of what? Cos theta, which is now going to be what? Y over x. Because here we are, sorry, y over z, not x, because this is what? Inverse of sec theta. So let me clean that part and correct it very well. So we are going to have it as what? We are going to have it as y over what? Over z. So that is it for sec theta. Now let's look for cos theta. What is cos theta? Cos theta is now going to be equals to what? Cos theta is equals to cos theta is equals to what? 1 over what? Tan theta. 1 over tan theta, that is what is cos theta. And what is cos theta in our question that is given to us here? So cos theta here will be equals to what? It will be equals to, from our formula, we know that cot is equals to adjacent over opposite. That is the inverse of tan. If you observe very well, tan is what? Opposite over adjacent is this way, but inverse of it is a cot, which is what? A over O. And here we are going to have it, since we already gotten our tan here to be what? Y over Z. We are going to have it as what? Over Y over X rather. So it's going to be what? X over y. That means you have gotten the whole what? The trigonometry, the three trigonometric figure that you are asked to find, which is what? The sine, which is the sine, cos, tan, and then cosec theta, sec, and then cot. So with that explanation, you've gotten those 6 parts of it. So let's move on. Let's go on to a new page so that I can now go on and explain more for you. So let's move on. So with that understanding, you need to also know that these angles that are here, we have let's say you have a unit cycle. Let's go on again with this unit cycle. So this is it. If you have angle from here, so let me clean this part. Okay, you have the unit cycle like I've explained earlier. You have a unit cycle. Let's say you have 0 and 1. Oh, so here it's supposed to be 0 and 1, not so here, oh no. So this is what you have. You have a circle here like this. So here will be what? 0 and 1. That is what you are supposed to have in this part. And then here you are supposed to have it as what? 1 comma 0. These are what you are supposed to have. In this part, across 80 degrees was minus 1 and 0, and then the down part you're having was 0 and minus 1. So this is what you have to have. Then this part is going to give you what 0 comma and what 360 degree. In this part you are supposed to also have what 90 degree, and here you have what this is the 180 degree, and here you are supposed to have it as what 270 degree. Now you having all these angles together, you need to look for each of the angles. Okay, let's say the first quadrant, as I've told you earlier, that every angle in this first quadrant are what they are all equals to what they are all positive angle. Let's say you have this is let's say you have 30 degree, and then you have 45 degree. Let's say you have what 45 degree, and let's say you have another angle here which is now 60 degree. Now you have these angles all together, and you are asked now to look for each of these angle. Look for the sine theta, sine, you even have sine 0, that. I hope you know that. So sine 0, sine theta, cosec, and any of all these angle. Let's say you are asked to look for sine 30. Let's clean the 0 part first. Okay, let's say you are asked to look for what each of these angles. So we are asked to look for sine 30, sine 30. Let's put it here, sine 30 what degree. What is sine 30 degree? Sine 30 degree that you need to know is that sine 30 degree, sine 30 degree. So sorry please. Sine 30 degree is what 1 over 2. So you need to know that. Then cos 30 degree is also equals to what? Cos 30 degree. What is cos 30 degree? Cos 30 degree is equals to 30 root 3 over what? Over 2. So that is one thing you need to know very, very well. Then let's look for tan 30 degree. Tan 30 degree here is tan, sorry, I keep writing tan. This will be equals to what? What is tan 30 degree? Tan 30 degree is what? 1 over root 3. And if you rationalize it, this will give us what? 3 over root 3. And which is now equals to what? Root 3 over 3. You see it? So that is for tan 30 degree. Now let's look for all the angles of 45 degrees. So let's start with sine 30, 45 what degrees. So the first sine 45 degree, what is sine 45 degree? Sine 45 degree is 1 over root 3, isn't it? Sine 45 degree is equal 1 over root 2 rather, not 3 please. So that is it for this. Then let's look for cos 45 degree. Cos 45 degree is what? What is cos 45 degree? This will give us what? 1 over root 2. So rationalizing this will give us 2 over root 2. Hmm? Then this will finally be what? Root 2 over 2. You cannot leave it like this. Now what is let's look for tan what? Tan 45 degree. What is tan 45 degree? Tan 45 degree is equals to 1. So that's just it. You just need to know. In case you are asking, why is it that, why are we getting this angle? Are we getting 1 over 2 root 3 and some of this angle? This is actually coming from what? If you have a rectangle like this, hmm, and there is a diagonal that divide it. This is a diagonal that divide it, isn't it? Now, from this diagonal that have divide this angle, you can be able to derive all this. So in this part, if there is a division, that means here I have root 2, here you are going to have 1, and here you have what? 1, and also you have what? 1 in this side, and this is your 90 degrees part, isn't it? So from this place, you are able to derive all those angles from, or you can also derive all this angle from, let's say you have a right angle like this, an angle, hmm, let's divide this into two. If you divide this into two, let's say this is for 30. Let's say here you have angle 30. So here is what angle 30. Also here you have 30. What are you going to do? In this part, you are going to have your 2. By the time you take the root, if you have 2 here, here will be 1, and here will be 1, isn't it? Because you divided it into 2. And this is what? This is an angle. You can use it as angle. Maybe you can use it 330 degree, and here you have what? 2. Because by the time you look for using the Pythagoras theory, you are going to have that in this format. So this is an angle here. So here you have 2, here you have 1. And what will here be? That is when you are going to have this part as what? Root 3. Because you use your Pythagoras theory, you're going to have this. So from this diagram, we should be able to what? To derive any of this angle that you are asked to look for. Let's go on and look for 60 now. Let's look for angle 60. This one that is left. So sine 60. What is sine 60 now? From what we have explained here earlier, you should know that sine 60 is equal to what? Root 3 over what? Over 2. Over 2. Then what is cos 60? Cos 60 is still the same thing as what? 1 over 2. Then our tan what now? Tan 60 degree. Tan 60 degree will be equal to what? Root 3. So that is it for that. So if you are asked to look for any angle here, you should be able to look for this angle. But before you can continue, I want to make sure you remember that in a unit circle, if you have a unit circle in this format, hmm, you need to know that in the first quadrant, just like I used a formula earlier, I said that all science students take what? Calculus. You can put it in this format. Write A, which is all. This is all. That means everything in this first quadrant is positive. And then here you are going to have it as what? Sine. Sine is the what? Is the only angle that is positive in this format, in this second quadrant. So let's then here, which is the third quadrant, you're going to have it as what? Tan. Tan is the only angle that is positive here, and the next one, which is what? Cos. So cos is the only angle that is positive here. So here I'm going to put it as what? First quadrant. This is what? The second quadrant, and this is what? The third quadrant, and here you have it as what? The fourth quadrant. So in this fourth quadrant, only cos is what? Is positive. So take note of that, and that is going to help you very, very, very well in your examinations. Okay. There's something I also want you to know about the unit circle. If you have in this unit circle, any angle that is given to you from here to here, you can find it. That means any angle that you are asked to look for. For instance, let's say um you are asked to look for angle. Oh, this line is not straight. We need a very nice line there. Okay, let's go on. Let's say you have a line given to you in this way, mm, and you are looking for any angle that is given to you. Let's say in this first quadrant, you are given an angle like here. This is angle that is given to you in the first quadrant. Then let's draw the line. You can either bring it down. Mm, so this is the hypotenuse. This is what? This is an angle that is given to you now. What are you going to do if you are asked to look for any of this angle here? So in this place, let's say you are given angle x, y, z. So if you are given any of this angle, you can look for it just like with the way we do it earlier. Or let's say if this angle is given to you as what? This angle is given to you as let's say 3, 4, and then z is equal to x in this place. And now you are asked to look for x. If you are asked to look for x, what are you going to do? You have to use the Pythagoras theory for you to look for x. So this part, what is Pythagoras theory? Which is what? Which is a square plus b square is equals to what? C square, isn't it? So here we are getting our a, which is what? A is given to us as what? 3 square plus what? 4 square is equals to c square, which we don't know what c is. And if you go on, it is going to give us 9 plus 16 equals to x square. So add this together will give us what? 25 equals to c square. So take the root of both sides. So this will be what? 5 is equals to what? Equal to c. So therefore we can say that our x here is equals to what? Is equals to 5. So now that you are given this as 5, you may be asked to look for any of this angle. So angle is any of this angle that is given to you, you can easily look for it using what? Using those Pythagoras theory that is already given to you, so you can find it easily. So with that, I think we have come to the end of our class today, and we are going to continue in our next class the rest of angles that we are going to look for. So thank you all, and please, if this is your first time coming to Young Juniors tutorial, don't forget to what? Don't forget to subscribe to Young Juniors tutorial. Bless you all, and what? Be with us. Thank you for now.